This is the all-Russian roster versus our mostly Asia-based hybrid team. Handful of Russian players and Filipino players involved in that one on the side of pipotam. My name is Hubba, and joining me on the cast is Bernie. How are you feeling about the matchup?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are. I'm feeling a very kind of uneven matchup, if I'm going to be honest, but hopefully more on the side of pipotam. And they did go second in their group, going 2-1, and Artur ixfire did go 3-0, fully Russian squad. So I'm hoping for a good matchup, but it's going to be a tough matchup for the side of pipotam.
Yeah, it does feel like there is a little bit more skill cap involved with the Artur ixfire team that I am curious to see. If you are on the side of pipotam, I feel like most of your picks are going to be involved in the Nomad and Hard Rock pool this week, since the DT pool is pretty much pure speed, and I would be shocked if DT5 got left open in this matchup, given like the super practice players on pipotam. In my eyes, this is going to be your traditional gimmick versus like skill cap matchup. Of course, Zany perhaps going to be the main player to look out for on pipotam, regardless of mod combination. The hiddens on Zany, the hard rocks on perhaps, as well as the backing rosters that will follow suit. Of course, players like Chang going to be strong on those hidden mechanics alongside Agrok Pip. And I don't know. This is very pool dependent, and this pool is filled with maps that are either straight gimmick or straight like tapping mechanics. So this match becomes very interesting by happenstance.
Indeed, yeah. And this map pool is also very, very interesting. There's a lot of classic Osu songs on here. You have Chaos Japan on that Nomad 5. You have Chrono Diver on that Hard Rock 4. It is definitely a pool of all time, and it's a very, very banger. But I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see. We're right now getting into our ban phase. Hubba, what are your thoughts on the bans for both teams?
If you are on the side of pipotam, I'll be honest, I am not as familiar with the higher ranked players on that team, so having a quick scroll through, opening up some profiles. I know Hober38 did not play any group stage matches, but I believe was a part of the OWC Russian squad this year for his hidden mechanic ability. Wait, no, I'm just capping. There's no hidden top place. He's good at Hard Rock and DT mechanics, so he'll be part of that roster, I suppose. But most of the maps involved in that, it seems to be mostly stamina. So DT2, I would be poised to leave open with regards to that. Feels like their mechanics players are mostly stream oriented. That's going to be the longer stream map of this pool, 215 BPM. Sort of interesting patterns there. So something like a DT3, DT4 ban, those being the higher BPM double times, feel a bit more in line with pipotam's skill set. I don't think they ban any of these hard rocks. If anything, something like the Hard Rock 2 is very in the vein of pipotam because there's some perfect stack difficulty there as well. So I see just some high BPM bans for pipotam, and for Artur ixfire, it's been pretty commonly the Nomad 4, Nomad 5 ban this weekend for those gimmick picks. Those two, far and away, the hardest maps in this Nomad pool, unless they want to take away that DT5, the slider density, the 2B mapping. Of course, you see 11 stars in your DT pool and you get a little freaked out, but it is just because of the classic old 2B jank.
You do love some old 2B jank. That DT5 is definitely something. When I first saw the map pool showcase, I don't know how I felt honestly when I saw that DT5.
I'm so sad it was banned against us, dude. I'm so sad. We had 4 FCs. We had 4 FCs poised on the map. We practiced the life out of it. We really thought they would pick it.
Unlucky, bro. Damn. All right, now it's time for the bans. Artur ixfire is gonna have the first ban of this match. We're just gonna wait for a few moments to see what they're gonna do here. And it's going to be, like you predicted, no mod 5.
1 for 1. Keep up the streak, boy.
Hell yeah. Alright, second ban coming in for first ban, I mean, from Pipotam, I think. If I'm not mistaken. There we go.
Yeah, first ban, Pipotam. There's also the free mod 3, I suppose, but that map feels a bit simpler, a little bit more gambly in comparison to that DT3. DT3 kind of plays like that Air 10.3 double time figure control angle, whereas the free mod 3 is more like 260 BPM long bursts, those sort of mid 2010s square jumps that were pretty popular in like 2015, of course. The mapper Arfamigan, known for his Super Meat Boy tracks. Polska Garam emotes in the chat for the Super Meat Boy fans. So I wouldn't be too shocked to see that left open in comparison, but they do seem to be thinking about it. They're pondering a little bit. So maybe not.
Hopefully they don't overthink their bans. That could be a bit detrimental to them. Mainly they could be banning something that, I don't know, it could probably favor them and they don't really realize it, but they seem to be taking their time. They're thinking about it. They're probably taking a second look at the map pool and seeing what are the scores that they did and something like that. So Pipotam is thinking about their ban long and hard.
I mean, if there's any deliberation, I suppose it is with regards to No Mod 7. Because that map is also 270 BPM. Okay, DT4. Cool, that's the good one. Getting rid of the 300 BPM map, yeah, you probably want to do that.
Yeah.
But the No Mod 7 is an interesting place in this pool because it kind of plays like... It has some quality jank to it. And it's this hybrid of 270 BPM bursts with like these really weird semi-tech sliders and like 1/3 alt sections. It's a really weird hybrid map. So I think they were debating maybe banning that, but like it's really up to whether or not Zany can full alt his way through that map. Because it's kind of gimmicky enough for their roster to kind of tap into even as a late stage pick if Artur ixfire don't wind up winning this tapping map. So remains to be seen. DT4 that first ban for Pipotam. And Artur ixfire, given the No Mod 5 ban, I'm looking at those other perfect stack maps, either the No Mod 4 or the HR2. Both of those require a little bit more reading difficulty than anything else in the pool. As well as that free mod 2, of course, Chocobo, the CS6, AR6 in a free mod pool. You do have the freedom to pick double hard rock there, but even then, with double hard rock, you still have Air 8.4 and CS 7.8. So it's really just which demons do you want to battle on the day if they leave that open.
Indeed, yeah, that Chocobo map on free mod is definitely just something that you really need to consider, mainly because of what you said, how the CS and the AR. Like, even if you go with hard rock on that map, you still have some of that low AR but high CS as well. So it's kind of no mod 4. It's gonna be the second ban for Team Artur ixfire.
This makes plenty sense. That map is incredibly interesting because it's Air 9.7, but it still has the perfect stack doubles just kind of at random, as well as a 1/3 gamble section towards the middle of the map. And that's where No Mod 4 and No Mod 5 are kind of similar. Both of them have the perfect stack rating. Both of them have this really tricky 1/3 section in the middle. And consistency on that skill set, especially if you don't have a pure gimmick roster like Pipotam has, you're probably going to be less willing to pick it. Especially in this 4v4 scenario where Artur ixfire has a very clear skill cap advantage. They don't really want to risk leaving that open, and will be instead getting rid of the No Mod 4 and No Mod 5 duo. And as for Pipotam, I feel like the writing is on the wall. If they ban the DT4, surely the DT3 is up next. It's very similar vein, 40 BPM difference, but still Air 10.3, still double time, still a little bit of tech difficulty mixed in as well, where if you can't read that higher approach rate, it's going to be just that much more difficult to access.
I would say that, or also the No Mod 7, as you said previously, mainly because of those but because of this 270 BPM burst, right? 270. Yeah, 270 BPM burst, and also paired in with those weird sliders. It's definitely a possibility for pipotam for their next ban. But yeah, definitely it's going to be either DT4 or I would say the Nomad 7 as well. So we're going to have to wait and see what pipotam is going to be doing.
The downside to me filling in for Leiden in this match is I don't like most of these players are Russian, so there's gonna be a lot of Russian in the chat that I won't be able to. You'll be able to like insta translate if you were here, but unfortunately I don't have the same luxury. It's going to be that DT3 getting rid of the double 10.3 makes plenty of sense. It's gonna be a classic gimmick versus tapping match. It's in a very similar vein as Sun versus Irishman were a little bit earlier in the week, and that was a match with no breakpoints that went to tiebreaker, and the tiebreaker came down to the final 20 seconds. So if this winds up in a similar vein, we may be in for a trip here, Burn.
I really hope we're in it for the long run, but right now we have the bans Nomad 5, DT4, Nomad 4, and DT3, and the first pick for pipotam is going to be that DT5.
Yeah, immediately snap DT5.
Oh yeah.
So this just tells me they practiced it, right? Like they did their homework. There is some interesting quirks with this map that I do want to outline before we get into it. This is of course endless to Wima part. 11 stars in this pool, but that's just because the sliders are held for such a long period of time. The game doesn't know how to process it post slider rework. I believe it was like 4 stars prior to that, so take that as you will. But there's a couple quirks. So with the hold sliders, if you full alt the sliders and hold that slider with one finger while single tapping with your other finger, you get better accuracy. Because it recognizes you as like holding the slider or something. So that could be the difference between getting like 75% and 90%, which normally you wouldn't care so much about accuracy in the Score V1 tournament, but a 15% difference is the difference between like 400k score. So if you're holding onto your FCs, you want to be getting as much of that sauce as possible. And given the roster in the lobby, Zany, Chang, Zero Eyes, and Toro, Hidden's bottom row, Nomad's top row seems likely. The AIM roster on the top as well. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Shadeveer hop on the Arthur ixfire side, but right now it's just looking like that core trio, Endura, Viljoy, and Gajrapanika. They are using a timeout, so they were not mentally prepared for this pick.
Oh my god!
Wait, there's no timeouts. There is no timeouts.
Oh,
I forgot that. I keep on forgetting. There's no timeouts in Hippo Cup. Old map or old tournament rules. Tournaments or timeouts aren't real. So like, good luck. Skull emoji.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
here is fourth guy.
There is no fourth to 3v4. Surely.
Just get somebody in the lobby, guys. Like, you can't.
There we go.
Okay. Pimkana. I'm really surprised not to see Shadeveer for this, actually.
Yeah. Well, this is gonna be interesting to see. But pipotam must be really confident on this one for this to be their first pick of this match. But we're gonna have to wait and see. All the hiddens on the bottom, all the DT onlys on top. You love to see it. Very symmetric.
Oh yeah, Hidden's gonna be bottom row for both teams. Wait, I love symmetry, guys. This is so beautiful. Timkana, first one to break, I believe is a last minute fill, because I'm looking at these tops and this guy is like just a DT player. Zany, shockingly a little out of character to be the next break. 2 FCs down for pipotam, giving combo advantage to Arthur ixfire, but that's the quad break. And you want to hold combo in this early section. This is the easiest part of the map to get your combo on. Nailing these squares is that top row for pipotam. Zentoro running solo ship. Final section before the break sees his dirty work. And look at that accuracy. Highest in the lobby for Zany with 87. And you're seeing the score differences.
Yeah, Zany really holding his own on that accuracy. Does find a miss right now, as well as Temkana. But that score lead is very much on the side of pipotam. You see some breaks coming in from VLJoy and Endura. Side of pipotam, you see Chang in right now and Zentoro as well missing. But you still have Zany holding on to that combo. Very short combo, but still more combo than anyone in the entire lobby, and is still hitting these patterns. 2.8 million score for the side of pipotam right now, and we're reaching the final moments. And this was a very good first pick for the side of pipotam.
Yeah, Zentoro 1v3ing their team with that 1.1 mil. Just floating that amount is VLJoy, Endura, and Temkana combined. And Zany, despite the lack of combo, still nailing 900k. Given that 80% AC 3 miss. Really solid stuff from the side of pipotam with their first pick.
Indeed. And now, next pick from artur ixfire. Jesus, I can't say that name. Yeah. How about, what do you think their next pick is going to be? What do you think they're thinking about right now?
It's like probably just DT2. DT1, the issue with DT1 is like, it's Senya DT. It's by far the most weighable map in this pool because it's like, baby's first DT2, right? We've all seen Senya DT. We all know Senya DT. It's just like some long burst. There's like one section with a spaced quint that you might break on, maybe, if you think about it too hard. So artur ixfire likely to pick that DT2. I say that also because I'm looking at some of the locals for players in this lobby, and like they just played all those DTs. Like Temkana just got number 4 on that DT3. I'm sure he's kicking rocks since they banned the map. So like,
unlucky for him, bro.
Yeah, a little unlucky there. So you're just looking to see those tapping mechanics come through. I feel like Fremont 3 is a bit more what? That's Hard Rock 4. Okay, I like this. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see them pick speed 5 times in a row, so I'm happy about this. I just what is the roster here? I'm very curious.
Yeah, it is Chrono Diver. It is a, like I said in the beginning of this match, classic Osu song. Not the map set that personally I'm used to, the one that's usually more farmable for hidden hard rock and nowadays hidden double time. A different map set, but still Chrono Diver fragment.
Yeah, it's going to be semi-linear precision mapping. Lots of vertical sliders, lots of... It has like elements of a control tech map without any of the flow aim of a control tech map. So it's mostly just like snap aim focused semi-precision. If you are artur ixfire, you're looking to make use of some of your hard rock skill cap here. Of course, having VLJoy and Endura, both of those players very strong on their hard rocks. As well as Crime Mentality hopping in for the hidden hard rock. I assume Gajraponica to join him in that regard. And on the other side, you're going to start seeing the hard rock roster of pipotam perhaps already hopping in the lobby, known for his hard rock prowess. I wouldn't be too surprised to see Pregnancy here as well. Very strong aim-focused player. I'm sure would do just fine on this HR4.
CR7 mentality. Shout out to CR7. But yeah, we're getting all the players in the lobby right now. Oh, excuse me, Jesus. EDC, VLJoy, Godro, Fedotov, and CR7 on the side of artur ixfire, side of pipotam, Zentoro, perhaps, Zero Ice, and Chang. All players in. Good luck, have fun to both teams. going to get started with our Hard Rock 4.
Really curious about that last second roster change on the side of Artur ixfire. It's going to be Veiljoy on the Hidden Hard Rock and Fedotov on the Hard Rock now over Endura. So maybe Endura just not feeling the precision, maybe feeling a little too nervous. Of course, score V1, it's all going to be focused on your combos. So regardless of Hard Rock comfort, if you are not feeling the aim elements of this map in the moment, that is a must-have. So Fedotov hopping in place. Still Hidden's bottom row. Symmetry, my beloved, for pipotam on Zero Ice and Sheng. Very early slider break though. This map is not that long. I believe just hovering 2 minutes. Luckily for pipotam getting the trade. But a very, very slight combo lead to them to start this one off.
Yeah, so far everyone holding their combos with the exception of Fedotov and Zero Ice. But Zero Ice does have a bit more combos, so that's going to give an advantage for the side of pipotam right now. And yeah, these precisions, and yeah, we find some first victims, Godro and Veiljoy on the side of Artur ixfire, perhaps also falling, but Veiljoy does find another break, and that's going to give more of an advantage to the side of Team pipotam. Fedotov does find a break. Zero Ice as well trades right after we're entering this first key eye here. Zentaro still holding on to that full combo. Veiljoy and Zero Ice finding more misses, but right now it's CR7 on the side of Artur and pipotam with Zentaro still holding on to those full combos.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is just a 1v1 match now, right? Perhaps Sheng, Zero, everyone else, all the supporting combos, and both FCs drop at the same time? It was just Crime Mentality and Zentoro on those recovery combos, and now Sheng, only player in the lobby with that combo, finally to shake off a note, but had 400 combo prior to that, and that's going to be more than enough. 10 million is the scoreline for pipotam, getting a snap breakpoint against the Group C winners in Artur ixfire. I believe they had an 11-point differential in their group, and they immediately go down 2-0. That's like almost as many points as they lost in the group stage. like pipotam is putting in work here in these first two, and that's the scary thing about picking a precision map early. If you're feeling those nerves, if you're feeling a little uncertain, picking into those smaller circles can be a bit of a gambit.
Yeah, like you said, going for precision early in the match is definitely a gamble. But Artur was feeling the gamble, but then it kind of backfires to them, and that's going to be another point, a first breakpoint for pipotam. And now the next pick is on their side. And we still see a lot of Russian in chat.
Yeah, Zentoro carrying his weight these first two maps was the top combo on that DT5, now able to match that Hidden Hard Rock FC on Crime Mentality, which, shout out to Crime Mentality, had like 3% better AC. I think it was like 99.3 Hidden Hard Rock hold until that FC broke. So it was just like the culmination of those nerves and everything else. But they're going to go into Hard Rock 1 next as pipotam, and I am as equally uncertain about this as a pick as I was HR4 as a pick. Like, you did win HR4, but I don't think that's because of any weakness on Artur ixfire, right? Like, it was more by circumstance than skill set, and this is way more mechanics focused than that HR4 was.
Exactly, yeah. These two Hard Rock picks, HR4 and HR1, are very, very different picks. Albeit both do have that Hard Rock on top, but still different kind of skill sets. This one is a bit more on that aimy side, and Hard Rock 4 was more on that precision and the smaller circles. But yeah, maybe pipotam is just thinking that, yeah, we won Hard Rock 4, we can definitely win Hard Rock 1 as well. But I don't know, we'll have to wait and see if this will backfire for pipotam or not.
Yeah, this one in particular, I'm not opposed to them picking Hard Rock 3, Hard Rock 2, both of them being alt maps. I feel like really favors their skill sets, especially with HR2 featuring those perfect stacks, but this just being like 215 BPM, fairly standard aim, like probably in the top 3 easiest maps in the pool. I'm a little uncertain about it going into, again, the team that 3-0'd their group. I mean, clearly they have some semblance of consistency, so again, very close thing. But if you are already up a breakpoint in your first 2, I feel like you have a little bit of wiggle room to make the decisions like this. There's going to be rosters in lobby, and Dora hopping back in for this one alongside, on the other side, Zero Ice hopping back in as well for pipotam. Hidden's likely to be back in that bottom row for Zero Ice and Chang. Feel Joy and Dora this time around on the Hidden Hard Rocks for their respective team. And Artur ixfire looking to get on the board with a breakpoint here, or pipotam. Will they consolidate?
We'll have to wait and see if they will consolidate. You do see, yeah, Veiljoy and Endura on those hiddens. Side of pipotam, you have Zero Ice and Chang on the hiddens with the Hard Rock. We're gonna get started. And first breaks coming in from Veiljoy and Endura. Very early breaks, giving an early advantage to the side of pipotam, still holding on to all of their full combos. But yeah, that very interesting, these early breaks coming in from them.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think they're sight reading this pool, man. Like that is the only perfect stack in the map, and it's right at the beginning of the map. I am deeply uncertain about how the HO2 is gonna go. It's another break for Endura. Crime mentality to match, and this is seeming like a little bit of a disaster for Artur to kick us off. Bottom row missing. Chang only want to trade 3 FCs to 1.5. Veiljoy missing in that first 100 combo, but already a little bit of extra build-up to do, as it's a 1.5 mil difference in our first third.
I think the sight read allegations may be correct. I'm looking at some of the aims here, and it looks like sight read aim, honestly. But still, Godro holding out to that full combo, but you still have 2 players on the side of pipotam, Zentor and perhaps still holding on to their respective full combos as well. So, but you have to be careful that Artur, the rest of the team, they are holding on to very good recovery combos as well. Veiljoy and Crime Mentality and Endura. Godro does find a break as well as Veiljoy, perhaps, and Cheng and Zero Ice. Everyone breaking in the lobby. Right now it's just Zentoro holding on to the full combo, Crime Mentality with that recovery combo, but with a third of the map, I don't know. They have to pray for a Zentoro break to come in, and there's still a lot of breaks coming in from other players. Cheng right now breaking as well as Endura, but they have to pray on that Zentoro break to have a shot still, but Crime Mentality does find a break.
So, like, Zentoro is just the most consistent man this morning, I guess. He's top scoring again. Everybody else in the lobby exploded like 300 notes ago or something. My eyes have been glued to him on these 3 maps because he's the only one holding consistent combo. He's just kind of making short work of this round of 16 pool in our first 3. And, I mean, for that reason, it's another point to pipotam keeping up this scoreline. It's Artur ixfire having a hard time finding the FCs on these maps, and 1 is going to be all it takes with that score V1, and with this 8 mil difference, it's just a few more moments for him. It's getting really dicey on the aim at the end. There's a little bit of shake there, but at the side extreme strikes it out. No, not to be, but a 9 mil, 8.8 mil score difference, regardless. Zentoro 14 million. Again, he's 3v1ing. He's 3v1ing 3 of the members on Artur ixfire. What are you gonna do?
Unfortunate slider break on that slider stream for Zentoro, but still very good score from them. And that's going to be a 3-0 for pipotam right now. Artur ixfire really needs to think on their next picks and see what they can do. Maybe look at some of those bans from the side of pipotam. Yeah, no mod 2 is going to be Artur's next pick.
Yeah,
Nomad
Nomatsu, this is
2.
going to be our rhythm flow map. Not super heavy on the rhythm, but it does feature those elements, a couple 1/6 quads, as well as those 1/3 differentials. This is a little bit more standard flow aim wise in comparison to something like the Free Mod 1, which is also in this pool that gets more flow aim, a little bit more axle cells. This is more one note. The Air 9.4 could cause some density issues for those hidden players, but I don't know. I feel like I'm wondering why Artur ixfire is reluctant to pick into the speed given the bans and given they really need a point on the board.
Yeah, it's very curious to see that they're not really going for that speed, but you are going for this Nomad 2 with some very heavy flow aim variations and spacing. But maybe they're just not feeling very confident on the speed today. It's still a bit early for them. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're not just feeling ready for speed yet. Maybe they didn't warm up enough. Who knows? There could be a lot of possibilities on why they are not tapping into that speed. But they're going in for this Nomad 2.
Yeah, and pipotam getting their roster in now. It's Zentoro. Of course, he's going to be locked and staying in the lobby for the rest of the match, probably, given how he's playing. Cheng, Zero Ice to follow suit alongside Zany. Hiddens to be on Cheng and Zany. More than likely, Hiddens on Temkana Voljoy as they were in previous maps. But roster's in. It's going to be Hail 3 Angel Worlds. This is one of my favorite Sound Voltex 3 songs, so happy to see it pooled more. We've pooled in Age Tournament as well, a different map set in that early round of 32 stage. So, love the song, love to see it. It's Nomad 2 time, and Hiddens inbound for opposite sides. It's Veiljoy and Crime Mentality, actually. Temkana to run the Nomad this time around.
Zentoro really giving out a great performance during this match, and let's see if he can still match those expectations on this Nomad 2. So far, very standard stuff, still very, very early. This is the beginning of the map, ladies and gentlemen, so nothing too concerning should be happening right now. But everyone is hitting this 1/3 section right here. So far, nothing too crazy. A slight advantage for the side of Team Artur ixfire on that accuracy. There goes Zero Ice, actually does find the first break. And yeah, that's now the advantage is going to ramp up for the side of Team Artur ixfire. This is the advantage that they kind of need, and hopefully they will able to maintain it for the rest of this map.
Yeah, holding on tight is that 4-way combo for Artur ixfire. The diff spike comes through at the tail end, so this continued break from Zero Ice is really good for Artur ixfire, especially from Zany right before the slowdown section. At the halfway point, worst place for you to drop that combo with the potential score available. And Artur ixfire, it's going to take a miracle for them to lose this point now. They will need a quad break once the diff spike hits in just a moment. It's all up to this final third. Gadraponica starting off the chain, but it is Zero Ice to match the miss. Luckily, a little bit less potential score on Zero Ice given the chain misses there, but Zentoro and Cheng holding on tight with their respective FCs. Another triple break only on Cheng. It is a 2-way FC to just Zentoro once more on the side of pipotam. Timka to trade it. Crime Mentality, though, holding on to the Soul FC now. Zentoro finding a little bit of an overaim, and Crime Mentality on the hidden. He has been the number 2 to Zentoro's number 1 on these maps, and now finally with the overtake to close out the Nomad 2 FC. Oh my god, it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm missing on those final moments, but still did more than enough to get Artur ixfire's first point on the board on this Nomad 2. This is a point that they desperately needed to be able to just get their morale up and hopefully get more points on the board. And yeah, Crime Mentality really doing fantastic work for their team. Zentoro still being that one carry for the side of pipotam. One miss on this map. Very good score, very good accuracy as well. And now next pick is going to be from pipotam.
Yeah, pipotam to pick next, and given the HR4 and HR1 wins, I here's HR2 time, surely. I think that is probably their next best pick, as well as a HR map that does not feature a ton of mechanics, so Zany can hop back in the lobby for that one. Should be solid stuff, I would imagine. Unless they go for something like Nomad 6 Rhythm? Question mark? As well as Fremont D still being on the table, of course, Chocobo, but I feel like they're saving Chocobo for a rainy day if they get in a bad way later on.
Yeah, but it's gonna be Nomad 1. It's gonna be the barking Mad Dog aim, 224 BPM.
This is the most confusing match of all time. I'm gonna be honest. I am deeply unsure what is happening with these picks. Like in my head, Nomad 2 felt like a pretty close pick. Every map has come down to one player. I don't think that'll be the case this time around. It's Pipotam, it's Inzabaraku, barking Mad Dog, triangle jumps for every day of the week. Just constant triangles. Handful of 230 BPM burst as well. Like in the build-up section, it's like 230 triple spam into a long burst. So I'm wondering. This has been pretty popular with teams that have been better at speed as a late stage pick for their roster once they are exhausted of tapping picks. So I'm curious, like, if artur ixfire is going to find comfort in this map, given the just overall higher BPM mechanics that it brings.
Well, players are getting into the lobby right now. Side of pipotam, they have the roster locked in Zentro, Chang, Perhap, and Pregnancy. artur ixfire still waiting on their fourth alongside VL Joy, Cry Mentality, and God Roponico. This song is a banger, by the way, I just want to say.
Pipotam featured artist when Fishy Fats do the thing.
What?
Fishy Fat, he does the featured artist
thing?
Yeah, the thing where you pay the artist and then we get to keep the songs forever. Do that.
Yeah. Thank you, Halba, for the information. All right. It's gonna be the I can't pronounce the name. Dahuchka, I think.
Dahuchka. Dahuchka and Shadever both hopping in for their first map, as well as Pregnancy on the side of Pipotam hopping in for their first map as main aim specialist for the team. Makes plenty sense, and keeping Zentoro in the lobby is a given at this point.
So far, very standard stuff coming in from both teams. The whole team of artur ixfire holding on to the SSs. Side of team Pipotam, still very standard. You still have some act drops from Pregnancy and Chang here on the first few moments. But yeah, right now you see these triples a bit tricky here, but everyone hitting them. The Huchka does find some act drops as we enter this first key eye here, but still everyone holding on to a full combo. Wait, never mind. Pregnancy did find an early break, but trying to recover some combo. And yeah, these vertical jumps here could be kind of tricky, especially with those sliders. But it's not really tripping up anyone on the side of Team artur ixfire. The Huchka does find the first break for their team, but right now it's 3 versus 3 FCs. But you have that recovery combo from Pregnancy, and that could help them shift. And it is helping them shift the advantage to them very quickly.
Yeah, Pregnancy with that recovery combo just missing in that first 120. Huchka with the break at the tail end of that first key is going to do some damage, but in we go with the build-up section. Here's those triples and the longer burst to come through in just a moment. See a handful of 100s come up, but no misses quite yet. No shakes on the aim being perceived from these players. It's just very consistent. Dahuchka aiming a little bit to the right, but other than that, the aim looking so consistent for everyone in the lobby. Essentially a four-way from the side of Pipotam. As we head into our build-up section, it's Crime Mentality to find that next break, and pipotam fully in the driver's seat now, perhaps to trade it, but still massive advantage, doubly so. Shadevere holding the SS, but to no avail, as on the other side it is the top rows, and Toro and Cheng holding on tight.
Indeed, in pregnancy did. Oh, hello,
Hello?
Bencho.
Perhaps a disconnect? Question mark.
Perhaps. Yeah, it was a disconnect from Cry Mentality, and yeah, well, what can you do? You have a combo there on the side of Shadevere. Never mind, that combo is gone.
I don't think the disconnect matters. And actually, he's back. Hello, Crime Mentality. Welcome back. He's like 20 seconds behind or something. But it doesn't really matter because the double FC... Actually, not double FC. Cheng missed in the first 3 combo. And we both missed it because who misses in the first 3 combo?
Cheng does, apparently.
Still the highest score in the lobby despite the end miss as well for Cheng.
Wait, Crime Mentality is gonna come back.
Crime Mentality,
he's gonna do it
back. 12 million score, go! Go!
Yo, no way. He's gonna do it. No.
But
so close.
The map ended, guys. But yeah, Zentora, phenomenal performance once again, clawing from the jaws of defeat that beautiful FC. And finally, it's tapping. I never thought I'd say those words in that succession, but it's tapping, finally. They have picked DT2. This is going to be our 215 BPM it's not even long burst. It's streams. It's 215 BPM stamina streams. It's probably the highest skill cap map in the pool. So Artur ixfire being the higher seeded team have an edge here, but it just seems like there's a general air of inconsistency surrounding them today. Out of 5 picks, there has been 1 FC from them, and it was Crime Mentality on HR4, which was a pick they lost anyway. So like they just really need to lock in some consistency here. It's still round of 16. If they're able to do that, I'm sure they would be able to make a little bit of a comeback run here in this matchup, starting with this DT2, but it takes a village.
Indeed, yeah. Artur ixfire finally going in for those DT, like, streamy picks, the DT2. And yeah, let's see what they can do. And so far, no one in the lobby. Never mind. As I say this, everyone is joining the lobby. Fantastic. But you do see Zero Eyes, Endura, and Ayuchka coming in. And VL Joy still standing in the all-rounder for Team Artur ixfire, standing in.
Yeah, all players in, just waiting those final 2 in pipotam. I don't know why the ref is saying people happy. Is pipotam people happy in like Russian or something? What is happy in Russian? Chat, do you know?
Google Translate.
Happy in Russian translation. No, it's Счастливый is happy in Russian, so no. Thank you, Google Translate AI voice, for telling me how to say happy in Russian. But Kenzie hopping in for their first map. Mechanics players in for pipotam. Surprised not to see Hober? Question mark? No Hober.
Question mark. No Hobart. But yeah. Yet again, we do see symmetry. Oh, never mind. You don't see symmetry. It's Cheng on the hidden. I thought it was Zentaro. Never mind. But yeah, it's going to be the Yuchka and Temkana on those hiddens. Cheng and Kemsi on the hiddens for pipotam. And you do see a first break coming in from Temkana. But hopefully nothing too concerning. But that's going to give an early advantage for pipotam. Zero Eyes did find a break early on as well. But again, still very early in the match. We're only going to get... we're only in the first quarter still. And yeah, here we go. We do see the longer streams coming in. There's a first break coming in from the Yuchka, and that's going to give an advantage for pipotam. But everyone else seems to be hitting. But Zero Eyes does find another break on this Ki. And more breaks coming in from Zero Eyes, but there's still combos from Cheng and Zentro and Kemti on their team. Temkana does find a break on the side of Team Artur Xfire, the Yuka as well to follow. More breaks coming in, and that advantage is going to stay in the side of pipotam.
Yeah, the interesting about this map in particular, if you have a raw stamina roster, this map still doesn't feel great for you, because on the side of Temkana, they're getting really tripped up on the aim in between the longer stamina. You're really focused on the tapping during these longer stream sections. It's the circle section in this one. It's just a Hojka to miss again. FC's on that top row, but the aim taking out that secondary FC from Temkana may just be enough here. Kemti with this massive recovery, as well as Cheng and Tor holding onto their FCs. Veiljoy with a miss, and Cheng trades it, but this is catastrophic. They need both of the FCs on pipotam to break as soon as possible before this ending section for Endura to have a chance to bring back this 10 million lead. But even with that, there's no other combo on the team. I think it just may be done and dusted with this slowdown section with the lack of combo at the tail end.
Yeah, only combo on the side of Team Artur Xfire, still Endura, no significant combos coming in, and Endura falls, and you still have two full combos, Zentor and Kemzi on the side of Team pipotam, and that, I think that kind of sealed the deal for them, and match point for Team pipotam.
Okay, so like Zentoro, whatever Russian 3WC roster you have, find somebody to switch out for this guy, I guess. Because he has literally been like top 2 match score every map in this match. And it's the reason why pipotam is match point with 3 breakpoints, right? Like, this is an absurd performance from him so far. And Kemzi with that 99.1 FC. Phenomenal score. Many 6s in the scoreline have me fearful for how he got such a high score. But a phenomenal full combo nevertheless. And I mean, it's pipotam, they're fully in the driver's seat. It is now 5-1. It's their match point. It's their final pick. The world is their oyster. And I want to see Chocobo, please. Thank you.
Yeah, you still have that Fremont Chocobo on deck, and it is their pick. I was hoping for that as well, but I don't know. Realistically speaking, I just have no idea what they could pick, Hubba, honestly. I really wanted that Chocobo, like you mentioned, but realistically speaking, I have no idea what they could go for.
Like, if they want to be funny, DT6 is also there.
True. the 7-second map.
7 seconds, like maybe 10 objects. I think like 11 objects. And most of them are speed sliders.
Wait, there's a roll coming in from Zero Eyes.
2 means lower, 2 means lower. Yes! It's Chocobo! It's Chocobo!
Let's go, Chocobo! Yeah, another Osu classic.
Zany masterclass incoming, I assume. I don't know why else they would pick this low-key. I think, thinking about who else would be on their gimmick roster, Zentoro, probably Hard Rock, because he did well on the HR4, and that's just more precision. Perhaps maybe as well on the Hard Rock. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Curious to see who's gonna be bringing the hiddens or hidden Hard Rocks, or if they're even gonna be an hidden Hard Rock on this. This is CS 8 point something, 7 point something,
7.8. 7.8 after Hard Rock. 6 base. I think they're probably gonna run 1 Hard Rock, 1 hidden. Zany usually like plays ball in easy hidden tournaments and things like that. He loves easy hidden. I wouldn't be too surprised if he just ran the hidden only here, because easy is not allowed in Hippo Cup. How dare you try to play easy in my big beautiful Hippo Cup?
No easy, boo. But it does make sense, mainly because, well, since this is score view 1, you could have the score multipliers, but still, well, no easy, boo-hoo. But yeah,
Also because this is like, it would remove the precision difficulty, I assume.
That does make sense as well. But yeah, you have the full rosters coming in.
Shadever hopping in for the side of Arthur Ixfire, I think we'll be on hidden here. I think we might see a hidden duel.
We'll have to wait and see. Oh, it's gonna be Hard Rock for Shadever. Double heart. Wait, okay. Mods aren't loading properly. Okay.
Pregnancy has Hard Rock, I think. Boom! Okay, yeah. One hidden, one Hard Rock. Cheng on the no mod, Zentoro on the no mod. It's a little surprising. I thought Zentoro would take the Hard Rock, but who am I to judge the man when he is performing the way he is? It's Dahuchko at the first break. This is a very short map, but it feels like a long map. It's like a minute 40, but it feels like 3 minutes. And it's mostly because of the pace of these sliders, the super old styling, the linear difficulty being presented. Long slider check, is Zentoro and Pregnancy finding the break.
Oh, Zentoro and Pregnancy finding breaks on that longer slider, but still everyone else still holding on to their combo. Zentoro finding another break as well as the Huchka. VL, Joy, Shadever, and Cry Mentality are holding on to their respective full combos, and Zany does find a break on that hidden, and Cheng as well, and now pipotam completely fell apart, but so is artur ixfire, but I think that they did quite a bit enough to be able to maintain this lead, and Cry Mentality is still holding on to an SS, by the way. I didn't even notice.
Aura farm gone wrong. Unfortunately, like, this is just over, I think. Unless, like, they keep on breaking through this tail end and Zany holds on to the rest of the map. Because Zany is looking pretty comfortable in this linear aim, and Cheng with some solid backing combo. Another break from VL Joy. There is potential. Wait a minute, there's still through the map left. It's only a 400k difference, and combo firmly in grasp of those 3 recovery combos from Cheng, Zany, and Pregnancy. It's another break from VL, which is not assisting the situation at hand. The diamond jumps of this tail section, the hexagons as well. It's Pregnancy and Dahuchka to trade. Those bigger recovery combos from Shade VR break. And from the jaws of defeat, once again, regardless of carry player, whether it's carry player or solid team performance, it's the recovery combos from Cheng and Zany at the tail end. Tweet, 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 as they retake a 800k differential, turn it into a 400k lead, and close out the match 6-1.
Very good stuff for Team pipotam. Zentoro really being their MVP all-star player on their team. But still very good scores from everyone all around. You have very good scores still from Cheng and Zany. Still Zany on that hidden as well. Only finding that one miss, but still having that recovery combo. But yeah, good stuff from all players, and pipotam are moving on to the next round. And yeah, we still have some more matches for today, Hubba.
Yes, we do. We have a handful more matches on the docket. We have, in just 1 hour, Quit School versus Dog Breaking. The number 1 seed versus the number 32 seed teams, both of them making it out of the group stage and facing in just 1 hour's time. As well as a little bit later in the day at 17 UTC, Beachside Bunny versus Z10AD ranked tax. That's the number 4 and number 3 teams, respectively, going at it. And then finally at 18 UTC, it'll be Catball versus Hippo Cup Gift. So, got a solid bracket of matches for you guys later on in the day. We will be catching you in an hour's time for the next one. I've been Hubba, he's been Bernie, and we will see you shortly.
Bye-bye.